Cash discounting, surcharging, and dual pricing sound similar, but they work very differently, and those differences matter more than most merchants realize. These terms get mixed together all the time, even by people selling the programs. Let's take a step back and clearly separate what each of these pricing models actually means. Welcome to High Risk Merchant Accounts 101, the show that helps you navigate the world of high-risk payments. Today, we're breaking down the differences between cash discounting, credit card surcharging, and dual pricing. Three approaches that may sound similar on the surface, but work very differently in practice. To understand why this matters, it helps to start with the bigger picture. Credit card acceptance comes with real costs, and for many merchants, those costs have increased over time. For a typical business using a traditional merchant account, processing fees often fall somewhere between about 2.5% and 3.5%. Those fees add up quickly, which is why more businesses are exploring alternative pricing models instead of simply raising prices across the board. The challenge is that the language around these models is often unclear, which makes it harder to choose the right option. Let's start with credit card surcharging. Surcharging means adding a fee when a customer chooses to pay with a credit card, typically shown as a separate line item on the receipt. Card networks allow surcharging, but only under specific conditions. Debit cards generally can't be surcharged, and there are strict rules around disclosures, limits, and how fees are presented to customers. In addition, several states restrict or prohibit credit card surcharges altogether, which means a surcharge that's allowed in one state may actually be illegal in another. Because of that patchwork of rules, surcharging tends to carry the highest compliance burden of the three models. Next is cash discounting. With cash discounting, the posted price reflects the cost of accepting cards, and customers receive a discount when they pay with cash or a cash equivalent payment method. Instead of adding a fee at checkout, the savings are applied based on how the customer pays. When structured correctly, cash discounting is allowed in every state, which is why many merchants view it as a simpler or safer option from a legal standpoint. That said, it still requires clear pricing, proper setup, and consistent communication to avoid customer confusion. Then there's dual pricing. Dual pricing means posting two prices side by side, one price for cash and one price for cards. Customers see both prices up front and choose based on their payment method. There's no separate fee added at checkout. The pricing's already built in. Dual pricing is explicitly permitted in some states that restrict surcharging, which makes it attractive in those jurisdictions. However, it can be more operationally demanding. Signage needs to be clear, staff must explain it consistently, and the point of sale system has to match what's being advertised. So, how do these approaches compare? Surcharging is the most explicit, but also the most regulated. Cash discounting relies on a discount model that many merchants find easier to manage when implemented correctly. Dual pricing offers the clearest transparency for customers, but requires strong operational discipline behind the scenes. There's no single best option for every business. The right choice depends on your customers, your staff, your pricing structure, and where you operate. What matters most is consistency. Confusing signage, unclear explanations, or mismatched receipts can lead to complaints, and complaints can turn into disputes. This becomes even more important for merchants in high-risk or regulated industries like nutraceuticals, firearms, or travel, where payment scrutiny tends to be higher and tolerance for confusion is lower. The takeaway is simple. Don't choose a pricing model just because it sounds appealing or promises savings. Choose the model that you can explain clearly, implement consistently, and support operationally while staying aligned with the rules that apply to your business. Want to learn more about high-risk payment processing? Subscribe for more insights and check out SoarPay for high-risk payment solutions from the industry's leading provider. See you next time.